G'day everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Sammy and today we're doing our exercise training using resistance bands. I really love using these as a training tool. They're really versatile. You can use them as a way of supporting you. Say if you were doing something like chin-ups or pull-ups, it can, give you that support that you need. Or you can use them as a resistance tool like we're going to be doing today. Now, resistance bands come in all shapes and sizes. I've got a couple of different styles here. So the first one is, that's a TheraBand. Quite often you'll be given one of them if you're doing some form of rehab, okay? Not always, but sometimes. And, depending on what the physio wants you to do, they'll give you a different thickness, okay? So this one's quite thick. This is a medium one, but they come in all different levels of intensity, okay? And then from here, I've also got super bands. So these are a little thicker. They're one continuing piece here, whereas a TheraBand's an open piece, usually cut it off a roll, but with a super band, it's one continuous piece of rubber, okay? And again, different thicknesses denote the different levels of intensity. Not so much the color though. So depending on who the manufacturer is, will be the deciding color, okay? So I have a light band here that's yellow, but if it was made by someone else, could be a different color. So if you are going to go and purchase one of these bands, 1, 2, 3, whatever, if you can, get them out of the packet and have a little feel. Generally, I find any movements that involve the big muscle groups like the back, the glutes, I go for a thicker style band just to give me that little bit of extra resistance. Any movements that involve the shoulder or even some pressing movements, I'll go a little bit lighter. Generally just because those parts of our body tend to be a little weaker than say, the back and glutes and whatever. So it's entirely up to you though. Your strength is quite different to mine. With today's training, I'm actually not going to use the TheraBand. Pop that out of the way. I'm going to use my super bands and I'm going to use 2 different sizes. So, for the first exercise, I'm going to be using my thicker band because I'm going to be working my back muscles. If you've just got one band, that's totally okay, all right? You can also get a resistance band that has handles on it as well. So, it can be a little bit kinder on the hands. If you do decide to buy any resistance band, they do have a shelf life. So unlike a dumbbell that's made of metal and plastic, I guess, they last a little longer. They're made to be, kind of treated quite harshly. So are these to a certain extent, but they do wear and tear. So just generally now and then take a bit of a look, see if you notice any splintering or cracking and anything that can compromise the integrity of the band. And if that's the case, just throw it in the bin, okay? Get rid of it. It's not worth the risk. You can buy these at most department stores these days. You don't have to go to a sports store. It can be quite an expensive alternative going to a sports store. And you can buy them online as well. So, I just find they last a little longer than the TheraBands. They're thinner and they tend to, kind of split a little earlier. It depends how often you use them as well. If you can keep them away from heat or the sun, it'll definitely make them last longer. So anyway, that's just a brief rundown of resistance bands. We are going to begin. We're going to start with a bit of mobility and then jump into our exercises, okay? So I'll explain the exercises before, after mobility and before we get started. As always, listen to your body and how it's feeling today, okay? If you've done my previous video and, feeling pretty good, confident, but today you're feeling a little tired and sluggish, that's okay. Hit the pause button, have a little break, and just jump in when you're ready. Have some water handy. I've got mine down here ready to go because I am going to be taking a little break so I can refresh myself. So I'll pop these down. And if you've already done some movement throughout prior to this video, you can just fast forward and jump straight into the exercises. But, if you've just been sitting there not doing much, it might feel nice to move your joints and muscles. So we'll just start with a few head nods. Take your time. We don't need to kind of speed through this. And then just a few side to side. Nice, bring the head forward, get some movement through the shoulders, some circling, whatever, shrugging if that feels good, and then the other way, and then elbows. Beautiful, give the wrist a little twirl here, maybe the hands open and shut, and then we'll just get some movements of the spine, so some sewing side to side, nothing too crazy. You can lift up the heel if you want to, a bit of a twist here. And some, arching, opening up through the chest, getting that spine nice and mobile, and then moving on to the lower back, a few circles here through the hips, and then changing direction. Good job. And then foot down, and we're going to bring the knee in and out, a bit more for the hips, swap to the other side. Yeah, so pretty speedy. If you've got anything else that you want to do for mobility, feel free to do that. Take it out the side. Maybe some kicking the heels back for the back of the legs, the knees. And then finishing off with some heel lifts and some toe lifts for the ankles. Great job. Awesome. So yeah, so we're going to be doing, let's see, 6 exercises today. We're going to be supersetting them, so piggybacking them. So when we finish one exercise, we'll follow it up with another exercise. When we finish those 2 exercises back to back, if you want to hit the pause and have a little mini break before we move on to the next set, please feel free. So we're going to be doing 3 sets, 10 repetitions in each set. And yeah, we'll piggyback the 2 exercises. You can have a little mini break and then jump into repeating the second set. I am just going to plow on through, okay? Otherwise, the video will take twice as long, but please feel free to, have a break. When I've done the first lot of exercises for all the sets and reps, then I will be hitting the pause button and grabbing a drink, okay? All right, so we're going to get started with our backs, okay? So we've got lots of muscles in our backs. So because of that, I'm going to pick a thicker band, but like I said before, you do you, what's best for you. All right, so I'm going to grab my band. Oops, bit of a spaghetti thing happening here. Pop that out of the way. All right, so I'm going to grab my band in my left hand and pop it underneath my right foot. So we pop it underneath the arch of our foot, and that way it doesn't kind of flick us up and hit us in the head, because we don't want that to happen. All right, so from here, I'm going to take a nice wide stride and a bend into that right knee. I'm going to grab the band with my left hand. I've got to remember my rights and lefts here. So it's underneath my right foot in my left hand, and I'm resting the spare hand on my knee. So that's just going to give me some stability. And from here, I want to focus on keeping my back nice and straight and strong. And my eyes are looking forward and down. So that's going to help with my back posture. My chest is nice and open here. So from here, all I'm going to do is pull this hand that's holding the band to the top, roughly the top of my hip joint, and see if I can even bring the elbows a little bit behind my back. Nothing too crazy, just a bit of a sweep. So we're going to pull it and then return. Okay, so it's nice and controlled. We're doing this for 10 reps. So what we want to do also is keep the slack out of the band. So no slack in the band. We want to keep that tension on the whole time. So no wibbly wobbly band when we come back to straightening our arms. Okay, let's do 4 more. Heads up, I'm not great at counting. So don't be surprised if you do plus or minus a repetition. Awesome, good job. So we've done the first side. Now the next side might feel completely different, and that's because our bodies are stronger or weaker on one side to the other. So it depends, how much you've used it, mobility, etc., etc. So I'm going to pop the band underneath my left foot. Good job. Take a bend into that left knee over the ankle. Grab it with my right hand, put my spare hand on the knee, nice open chest, and let's start pulling. Just nice, steady pulls, and the hands just coming to above the hip joint here. So we don't want it under the armpit. We want it towards our hip joint, somewhere around there. So we can do 4 more of these. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, awesome. So from here, we're going to give the upper body a break and we're going to do something for the legs. So I'm just going to hang on to my band for now. We're doing alternating back lunges, okay? So from here, we're going to have our feet, I'll angle myself here so you can see as most of my legs as possible. So I have my feet roughly underneath my hips. I'm going to look ahead. I'm going to step my foot back and take a little bit of a curtsy lunge. So I'm pushing through the whole front of my left foot and then coming back. Step back and dip. So just come down to a depth that you feel comfortable doing, really pushing through that whole front foot. The back heel is up. So it's just nice and controlled. We're not dropping into the lunge. Good, keeping the knee in line with the toes. And having the feet roughly hip width apart the whole time. Quite often if we feel wibbly wobbly, it's because we've taken that foot and kind of bring it behind the front foot. So it's kind of, we're doing this on a tightrope. Okay, let's do 3 more each side. Really pushing off that front foot. 2 more each side. And last one on each side. Good job, awesome. So that's our first 2 exercises we've done, piggybacking back to back. Again, you can take a break, hit the pause, and then just jump in when you're ready. I'm gonna keep going with the second set. So I'm gonna pop it underneath my right foot. Take that long, wide stride. Now, you can grab, if you want to, you can grab both of those straps, so you've got a bit of extra resistance as well. So if you find your band's like a little bit easy and you want to up the intensity, you can grab the band. I can definitely feel the difference. Pulling 2, 3. Just make sure that you're not compromising your technique, which I think I am a little bit here. So I'm going to drop 1. That you're not compromising the pull, like you're not getting as much range because you want more intensity, okay? So we still want to have the hand roughly going towards the side of the hip joint. Okay, let's do 2 more. I don't think you can do too many of these back exercises. It's good for posture. All right, so we're going to swap sides. So put it underneath the other foot, whatever you're up to. Grab 1 or 2 bands and our eyes are looking forward and down and off we go. 3, 4, 5, good, halfway there. 6, 7, 8, 2 more. Good job, awesome. All right, so we're going to our back lunges. So just grab hold of that. So start with your feet underneath your hips and then take a leg back and push off that front foot. Back heel is up. Just coming down as low as you feel that you can. 3 and 4. So I'm not completely upright with my torso. I've got a little bit of a, angle. Otherwise, it just kind of feels a bit awkward for me. But my whole front foot from heel to toes is flat on the floor. Okay, let's do 4 more each side. 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. 1 more on the other side. Nice, good job. So that's our second set taken care of. Let's do the third set. So popping it underneath our foot, taking the other one out the back. All right, so we've got this bend into the knee over the ankle, grabbing 1 or 2 bands, long spine, and let's begin. Might even turn around a little bit more here so you can see a bit more at an angle. That's better. 2, 3, 4. Good. Take your time. Feel the muscles in your back tense every time you pull. Let's go 2 more. 1, 2. Good job. All right, let's go the other side. Get set up. So yeah, you can take these bands anywhere with you. Going on holidays, you want to do some exercises, visiting relatives or friends, take it with you. 2, 3, 4. Good. Keep going. Okay, we got 4 more of these and 2 more to finish. Nice. Good job. All right, so we've got the last of our back lunges. So feet under your hips, stand tall, then take one back. And here we go. Getting nice and strong in the legs, in our bottoms, our glutes. Let's see, I'm heavy breathing here, so I'm definitely working hard. Okay, we're halfway there. So we've got 5 more on each side. So take your time, do as many as you can. So just being mindful that as we fatigue, we might want to drop into our lunge. So just, take your time. Slowly come down. Okay, 1 more on each side. Oh, right, good job. So that's our first lot of exercises. We've done 10 reps roughly on each side, 3 sets. I don't know about you, but I need a little bit of a rest here. So I'm going to grab a drink. I'll hit the pause button and I'll see you for the next lot of exercises in a little moment. All right, and we're back. So we're going to move on to working our chest, our front of our shoulders, and our arms, okay? We'll add a little bit of a core movement as well. So we're doing this in rotation. So that's going to be our first exercise. And then the second one, we're going to do some pause squats. So we'll do a squat, go down, hold it for whatever time I've kind of told you to do, and then pop on up, okay? Right, so we're going to grab this band and pop it underneath our armpits, just like that. And you know what? If you have TheraBands, you can use a TheraBand to do all this stuff as well. So if that's what you've got at home, that's totally okay. So from here, we want to keep the knees, toes, and hips facing forward as much as we can throughout this movement. And we're going to focus on rotating through the torso and up. So as we press the weights across, we're going to be, rotating the upper torso, okay, so the upper middle back. We're going to extend our arms and press at the same time. So stand feet roughly hip width apart. You can soften the knees here. And then, we'll start turning and pressing. So just one at a time, big press. Now, if your hips turn a little bit, that's okay, it's fine. But if we can focus on keeping them forward the whole time, we get a little bit of abdominal work in rotation. 4, 5. I love doing these also because it feels like a nice stretch after doing my rows. 7 and 8 and 9. So do take your time with these. We don't want to kind of rush through them. Good. So so we're rotating through the torso. We're not just crossing the arms over. We're actually, turning. But you guys did amazing. So from here, I'm actually going to keep my band here because we'll be coming back to it. And we're going to be doing a pause squat. So in terms of foot positioning, everybody's different depending on their hips, their mobility of their ankles, knees, and hips. So have a little fluff around. I think the main thing is if we want to keep the whole of the foot on the floor, okay? We don't want all the weight in the ball of our foot and all of it on the heel. We want pressure from heel, middle, and up to our toes of our foot, okay? All we're going to do is bend the knees, go down, hold it there for a little bit, and then come on up. Come on up. It's that simple. We won't complicate things. So let's have our eyes forward, relax the knees, and let's go. So coming down, holding it for 1, 2, 3, and stand. And that's it. We're going to do that 9 more times. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, and stand. Good. 1, 2, 3, and stand. Lovely. So this is a way of getting stronger by holding it here. Okay, and up. Also, it's a way of getting a little bit more body awareness as well, because you've got time to think about what you're doing and how the movement feels as you're pausing. Okay, so coming down, 1, 2, 3, and stand. 1, 2, 3, and stand. We're going to do 3 more. 1, 2, 3, and stand. So pushing through, big toe to little toe, 2, 3, and stand. Last one. 1, 2, 3, and done. Great job. So like last time, if you want to hit the pause and have a little break, this is a good time to do it, and then jump in when you're ready. I will soldier on. So feet, knees, and hips forward as much as we can, facing forward as much as we can, and then we're going to rotate and press. That's it. Big stretch. 3, 4, 6, 8, 1 more to go, 10, last one on the other side. Terrific, awesome. So let's get into our second lot of pause squats. So get your feet in position, looking forward, and let's go. Hold it, 1 and 2 and 3 and up. Good, keep the knees in line with the toes, and 2 and 3 and up. Beautiful. Eyes forward, and 2 and 3 and up. Good. Try not to look at your toes, because we can have a tendency when we do that to shift the weight to the balls of our feet, and it might aggravate our knees. So just look ahead or forward and down, and 2 and 3 and up. We've got 4 more of these. 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, I'm starting to feel these now. 1 and 2 and 3 and up. 2 more. 1, 2, 3 and up, and just coming down as low as you feel comfortable, that you're challenged. Good job. Awesome. Lovely. Again, have a break if you want to. I'm going to keep pushing on. Feet forward, knees and toes. All right, here we go. Big press. Keeping those hips to the front. 2, 3, rotating through the torso, stretching the arms right across. Good. Okay, let's do 5 more each side. Take your time, do as many reps as you can. Let's do 4 more each side. Last set. Awesome, good job. Last lot of tempo squats. So feet under the hips roughly for me. And yeah, let's get going. Down we go. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up. Down we go. 1, 2, 3, and stand. Down we go. Hold it. Little bit longer and stand. Nearly halfway. Here we go. 2, 3, and stand. We have 5 more. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and stand. 4 more. And stand. 3 more. And 2 and 3 and stand. 2 to go. And stand. Last one. Hold it. 1 and 2 and 3 and stand. Good job, guys. Well done. Alrighty. So that's our second lot of exercises done. We've put the work in. Again, I'm going to hit the pause button, have a little drink, and I'll meet you for the last 2 exercises really soon. Oakley dokley, so we're back. Yeah, so the last 2 exercises we're going to be doing is an upright row, which is for our shoulders, and a bicep curl, which is obviously for these muscles here, our biceps, but we use the whole arm, and actually we're using our core as well. So, pretty much our whole torso, arms are getting worked out. I'm actually going to start off using my orange band. But if I'm feeling like my technique is getting a little bit compromised, I'm going to swap it to my yellow band. And that's really normal. The level of intensity is still there, but if I'm failing the reps, I'm okay to come down to a lighter band, okay? And it's not that you're weak or anything like that. It's just, we're getting tired. So, all right. So with this one here, we're going to pop the band underneath the arch of our feet. Again, we just want to make sure that we don't slap ourselves in the face, and then feet about hip width apart. Now, if you have a really strong band and it's your only option, you can do this with just 1 foot on the band. That's totally okay. All right, but this one's not too bad. All right, so from here, we want to have a nice upright spine, and we're going to open the chest. So we're not kind of arching like tall like soldiers and whatever. We're just comfortably upright. Okay, we just want to make sure that, yeah, we're tall. All right, so from here, we're going to upright row. So we're going to drag the hands up the front of our body and flare the elbows out to the sides. Okay, so I'm going to keep my elbows below the shoulder joint just so I don't aggravate my shoulders. Okay, good. So I'm going to do 5 more. So they're nice and controlled. I've got the tension on the whole time. Okay, let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. Good, awesome. So from here, we're going to keep the elbows by the side and we're curling the elastic up to our collarbone. Okay, so I'll turn on the side a little bit so you can get a bit of an idea, and we're going to curl it up towards our collarbone. So already I'm feeling like this is going to be hard work, and I'm not sure if the second set's going to start to look a bit ugly. So we'll see how we go. So we're going to do 5 more, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good job. So that's our first superset. Again, if you need to grab a break, hit the pause and jump in when you're ready. Otherwise, let's keep going. Chest open, tall spine, and upright row. Good. That's it. We've got this. All right, we're halfway there now. Stay with me. Okay, let's go 3 more. And 2. And 1. Good job, everyone. Okay, so from here, we'll do our bicep curl. So again, just maintaining that posture, curling the elastic. I might even take 1 foot out actually, rather than swap bands. See if that helps. Yeah, that's a bit more, bit more forgiving. So I'm still feeling it, even though I've taken a foot out. That's it. Let's do 3 more. 3, and 2, and 1. Good job. Awesome. So we have 1 more of each. I'm getting a bit hot here. Definitely feel like I'm putting the work in. Alrighty. So when you're ready, let's go. Upright rows. That's it. Keep that chest out. Nice. Getting strong in our bodies. Halfway there. 5, 4, 3 to go. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to go straight into our bicep curls. Nearly skipped them. All right, here we go. Oh, okay, let's take a foot out. All right. 2, that's better. 3, 4, 5, halfway there. Okay, 3 more. Full range. Hand arms straight and hands coming up to the front of the armpits. Last one for good measure. All right, oh my goodness. I've definitely felt like I've worked my whole body. Pop that out of the way. All right, so we're done. We've done our 6 exercises, 10 reps of each of them, 3 sets. You guys did amazing. I think it'd be nice to finish off with a really quick stretch, and then I'll let you go about your day or evening or whenever you're doing this. So just stand in a nice comfortable position, tuck the chin to the throat, gently roll the head down. Whew, if you hear me huffing and puffing. And then lift up and open up the throat, relax your shoulders away from the ears. Let the arms just hang heavy by your side. Nice, bring the head to face forward. We're going to drop the ear to the shoulder. Just be very gentle with this one. Our neck muscles can get a bit sensitive. And then head up and over to the other side. Getting that breath back, that heart rate down. Nice, good job. Awesome. So we're going to do a little side bend here. So you can widen my stance a bit more for this, opening up through the rib cage and the hip. Don't forget to breathe. And then over to the other side. Beautiful, good job. So let's open up the chest. Draw the hands back, maybe a tiny lift of the chin here, nothing crazy. And then we'll sweep the hands in front and we'll do a little bit of a archy spine thing here, opening up the back of the rib cage, give the back muscles a little bit of a stretch. Nice. Let's let the arms relax and then we'll just finish off with the legs. So we're actually going to get into like a bit of a warrior one stance, sort of like when we were doing our rows. So we've got a wide long stance, take a bend into that front knee, and then from here we'll just tilt the tailbone down just a little bit, okay? And we can put our hands on our hip and then draw the elbows back. So just being very careful here with that muscles in the inner thigh, definitely feeling them. Gentle stretch here. Keep that tailbone tucked down so we're not dumping in the back. And then we'll come on up, straighten that leg out in front, fold from the hips. It doesn't matter if your back's straight or round, whatever feels comfortable, and think about pulling up that big toe of that straight leg and see where you feel your stretch. I can feel it in my hammies, the muscles behind my thigh. Nice, so we'll peel ourselves up, take it to the other side. So we've got that long, wide stride. Take a bend, take a tuck, and put the hands on the hip, draw the elbows back, shoulders down from the ears. I'm gently pressing that hip forward, nothing crazy. Nice, and when you're ready, straighten that front leg. Take a bit of a bow here as we pull the big toe up, finding some length through the back of our leg. Nice, roll on up, standing comfortably. Well, thanks everyone for joining me today. It's been a hoot. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Have a great evening or day or whenever you're doing your exercise, and I will see you next time. See you later.